Welcome back in, builders. We're playing some more Solar Nations 2. I spent some time and I just looked around and checked what we need to be working on, and we have a lot to work on here. First off, I went ahead and queued up a bunch of technologies that we're going to research, a lot of military tech just to kind of catch up. I do think we are going to militarize relatively heavily. I think we're really under leveraging the amount of manpower and military that we could do. But if I'm going to do that, I may as well modernize a little bit first. So we're going to work on that. However, before that happens, we are almost halfway through the interplanetary colonization. I do expect that's going to let us get out to the Jovian system, and I do still have big plans there. And then we are going to grab a couple of these tier 3 techs. We're going to grab social cohesion, acclimatation, and psychology, just to make a little bit better habitat, a little bit higher development, and a little more unrest reduction. Those are just good passive effects, and I'm going to nab those before we dive into quite a few military techs. Beyond that, because we're hitting this kind of research wall, I do really want to expand, well, not expand, start a research sector. So I looked around and we really only have two options. Hibernia Secundus is one. That has some curiosities, which give us extra university project efficiency. But this place is already just a bustling. And remember, every project we have here increases the price of other projects. It would be good, but very expensive. We actually have a better spot in Sonuric Ridge. Actually has level 2 curiosities, so that'll make it even more efficient. And this is a place that's relatively underdeveloped. We have a spaceport, and we have an automated factory, and that is it. So I think this is going to be the spot that we are going to build our research sector. I assume there's probably much better places than this, but this is the place that we have. So we're going to make use of that. And we're going to double up on that by giving them a construction subsidy. This is going to make their build speed plus 62% just to zip through the build that we're going to do here. So we need to first catch up on infrastructure. Then I think we're going to give them the space hab. We are going down in development quite a bit, so I'm going to try to counter that a little bit. And then we are going to get into the research. So we have universities give us research sector levels and education efficiency. And then there's also the research industry. Now that one does industrial capacity and education efficiency. I don't think we want that one here. It's low pop and we're not doing industry, so I don't actually think we want that one, if I'm understanding how those things work. So we will put in a university here and then we'll swing back around. Other things of note, if we head over to our moons around Mars, making some really nice money here. Just to call that out, we're making 9K and 8.4K respectively. If you look at my other places, Hibernia, our best place on the moon, outdoes them by a little bit. And then our Earthbound areas are a little bit to a lot better. But this is like way higher population. So these are actually kind of bumping. I noticed that we have another level of resource extraction that we can do. Let's do that because these definitely seem to be profitable. I already queued that one up apparently. Now, is there anything else that I have that would give us extra? No, I don't think so. Anything else that would give us more extraction? We also have our fusion reactor. Now, our fusion reactor is back on Luna, and it is here. Oh man, I can't believe I got that in one. Okay, so here, fusion reactor. This is going to give us 3 levels for 12K. That is so good. If I was to raise my power grid level, it's 130K to do that. Also, I just noticed I just put us in a bajillion debt, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and queue that up too. And then we'll let that burn off some debt. I'll go ahead and let that play. We have some other things to do. I do want to make use of some of the genetic tech that we've done. And I noticed that back on Earth, the farmland actually gives us extra genetic material. So I think we're going to set up some genetic material harvesting here, but I don't know if we're going to actually spend it there. I think we're going to spend it on our other colonies. One thing I need to know is which population of ours is going to spawn in the Jovian system. Is it going to be Japanese or Luna Japanese? One thing we could consider is we could try to get Luna back into the fold via running re-education. It is here. I don't think I can do this because this is a promoted society, so I'd have to downgrade them, and that's going to be a lot of unrest. The other option is we just leave it and we just have those two cultures, and I think that one's probably fine. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, here we go. Interplanetary. So what is this way station thing? Is this something we build on the planet? Or is this a space base that we finally have? Cannot build, insufficient resource. What resource do you need? I do not know. Is that actually true, or could I build it over here possibly? Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure the way station means I can now put in space bases. Space station, spaceport build cost minus. Okay, so this would be like really efficient spaceport. And look at that. Actually, a better curiosity. Okay, knowing that now, Earth, do you have anything of interest? Stable orbit A has 3 curiosity. And how about B? Come on. A magnetosphere antimatter. Okay. That actually is a very close tech, weirdly enough. It's at the end of the current tier that we're in. I guess now that I'm curious, I'm gonna spend a little time taking a peek. Okay, you don't have any stable orbits apparently. How about Mars? Okay, I don't want the Venetian. I want the Martian. 6 curiosity. Okay. Now I am much more interested. Okay, that kind of changes things. Am I going to continue our current research plan, or am I going to change that immediately? I don't know how research sectors work in that, like, if I have multiples, do they stack or do they work like these? What do we have out here? Jupiter, stable orbit, long range. Okay, a bunch of antimatter. Some helium-3. Okay, we got all kinds of goodies out here. And I am in range, it looks like, after getting that tech. Let's make sure that's true. Yes, okay. Man, we got so much to do here. All right, I do need to kind of make a decision where we're going to start between the 4. Right now, I can't actually see a lot of the special resources. I clicked around a lot and I just did not find them. Like here we have the Ice 9. Here we have the thorium. Here we have the exotics. I think we're going to have to survey to find them, which is a little bit annoying. I don't really want to survey ahead of claiming, but we may just have to bite the bullet and do that. Also, I was going to look. What is, for a hydroponic, what exactly do you give? Middle class power and agriculture and a little bit of money. Okay, Europa, I don't know. I guess we have the Ice 9, so that is a thing, but the resources here look really, really bad, at least at first glance. But we have this modifier for subsurface ocean. Hydroponic farm efficiency 300%. That might make those economically viable. I like the idea of the large population limit here too. Extra siege time keeps us safe, and project upkeep is just a nice little bonus. We don't really have something like that in these other places. I don't want the stable orbit. I want the planet. Give me the planet. Give me the planet. Man, sometimes this game just gets stuck on certain things, doesn't it? No. Okay, let's zoom back out. Go to Mars. Go back to Jupiter. Ganymede. Okay. So now, if we look here, we don't have any special things, and a lot of these just don't even show Like, I didn't see a single place I was like, ooh, that looks juicy. So that's a little unfortunate. So Ganymede's kind of whatever. Io, same thing. In fact, Io is actually a little worse because Io has this trait here where project build cost 25% more for the extra stability. I assume that we could do a lot of like manufacturing here. It's just kind of low level manufacturing, but there would be a lot of it. So I'm not super entranced with that either. So I think Europa is our first stop. I am probably going to want to get a presence on all four, so I need to pick somewhere to start, obviously. All right, what was my current colonization law? We're back on state-owned. That's a little bit of a shame. Now that I know I kind of want to do the scanning before we land, I can change it. Which one had the scanning on it? Was it private? It was. God, that's a really hard choice. That initial population is really nice to kickstart things, but I think we just give it up. Let's do private. Yes. I'm gonna wait for our money to come back anyways, but I'm gonna scan, I think, before we land. And if I just don't find anything of interest, then we won't use those sections. Okay, let's go back to Luna. All right, am I going to continue? That's not even me. Am I going to continue this section, or do we back out of this? I guess we only queued. The only thing that really matters here is the university. I think I'm going to back out of that. We just have so much more efficient places. All right, so 4. There was 6 around Mars, I believe. Oh, I also looked at these small planetoids out here. I didn't find anything that looked super duper juicy. So we're going to concentrate. We're going to leave the belt to the belters. All right, so here, 6, 6, 6. Okay, so that seems pretty constant. So any one of those would be fine. What about the planet itself? Okay, those are just orbits. We don't have any spots there. That's only 5, but it does have other resources. Nothing in Callisto. Okay, so I'm really going to want to make sure I get that one. Nothing there. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I guess. Do these have any differences? No, it doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, in that, we'll take A. Oh, no. I can't. Hang on. Is that true that I can't actually do that? I thought we had it. I think it's just not letting me click on what I want. There we are. Yeah, because being out here means... Oh, commercial zones are also better. Interesting. Okay. We're definitely going to do this, though. So I could survey it before we go for 200K. Okay. I think we're taking this one no matter what. And I would build the research no matter what. I want to get one started. Every colony you're building at the same time incurs a stacking cost. So I don't want to do multiples at once if I can help it. All right, let's get started on this one. And then let's make some other bad decisions. Up. Wow. Okay. Well, I meant to click expand construct, but I didn't. 2 curiosities and 10 iron. It's fine. This is what I actually wanted. Again, this is years and years and years of building. So I want to grab those first. All right. And then, oh, you're up here. All right. We'll let that play. All right. We'll dig ourselves back out of debt. Man, it's easy come, easy go for sure. And then I probably should drop... I mean, if I can get away with it, can I drop a construction subsidy here? Also, let's take it off that ridge. No, because it's a colony. I bet you once we have it, I can. It'll be on my list, I would assume. Jupiter Stable Orbit 1. Let's pause. This is my first space station. Okay, and oftentimes in this game, you have to change menus. Okay, Jupiter Station 1. I want a construction subsidy there. Okay, they're not mad or anything. That's great. Yeah, there we go. My little space station. Good job, team. All right, please let me actually select it. I wish this button would select it. All right, fine. Grab this. Okay, so we found some extra iron, which actually makes this iron deposit probably worth building. Like we saw, I'm making a pretty penny off of that. Habitation is actually really good. Can I build? And I can build the upgrade. Okay, that's all good. Do I want to build the steel factory? I do, but I think I want to get the research going first. Yeah, because that was the whole point of coming out here. All right, so university, that's dirt cheap. That is dirt cheap. All right, do it. And then once that finishes, I can raise the level some more. I guess let's also, there's no reason not to. We'll do the steel refinery. And I guess because we are producing both of them, we'll give them the research industry, and then we'll do a space hab. All right, and then I'm going to be patient and let my money recoup a little. I'm trying not to go into too much debt. Remember, you do get that penalty to your stability that stacks while you're in there. Ours is lessened quite a bit because we have the corpos, but it's still a thing. All right, tech-wise, what are we working on? The social cohesion, right. Yeah, until we get most of my queue done, I don't really want to expand too much on our military because I don't know if we can upgrade units or how that works yet. A space force, I think, is also desperately needed. We've seen other people with space units, so we definitely want to at least have some parity there. What is with the Shire? Why do you have nothing? Oh, you're just building a bunch of infrastructure. You were probably planning on building space bases, but now that I know that we can build them so much more efficiently in space, which totally makes sense, I think that's going to be the case of what we're going to do. New culture idea. Okay, let's grab that. So we finished up Frontier Spirit. Boy, we really don't have a lot left, do we? Humanity first. Reform cost. Corporate power. Okay, we'll do record. So we have 2 more to pick, and then we are full. And I can add another trait, but I think I'm just going to finish off what we have. It's just so much cheaper than unlocking a new one. And we are seeing some pop growth. I think this might be, I don't know if this is the highest we've ever been, because I think we had 90 million, but we're getting there for sure. The research industry coming online. And space hab. Okay, we also have our first commerce. This is over on Luna. So resource income plus 1%. I do make a good chunk of our money from that. That's not super impressive if I'm being honest. That's in Hibernia. Yeah, commercial zone. It is maxed out. It is making me $500, but the cost to build that was not insignificant. It does give me the development equilibrium, which is pretty good. We also built the nanobot healthcare here, which gives population lifespan plus 10 and development equilibrium. Okay, we probably should build this at least back on Earth. Remember, our main taxes are still coming. Well, actually, no, I take that back. We have passed income tax at this point. That is good to know. Okay, let that play. And then research 2. That doesn't sound right. Shouldn't it be higher than that? Because of the university project efficiency. Oh, we haven't built. Research industry, steel industry. Okay, here we are. University. Research sector level plus 2. Okay, I see. Well, no, I don't see. That should be 3 point something. I'm not sure why. Okay, well, we are gonna raise that to max. I wish we could sell some of this industrial capacity to somebody, but no, the price is so dirt cheap. It's just not even worth selling. Make them build their own and have it be inefficient too. I'm letting the money build up. I'm being very disciplined. What else we have up here? Antimatter secured. Helium-3 secured. You are a space age. Okay, so region population limit. Steel refinery. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh, wow. You haven't overcome the other one, but that is still impressive. All right, university again. Yeah, that is quite nice. Let that money roll in. Okay, I think let's do a little work back home before we jump in there. Oh, I need to do a bunch of infrastructure. Oh, maybe we hold off on that then. I forgot we haven't really been upgrading the homeland very much. We've been space obsessed. Okay, let's pause there. I do need to start that next colony. Okay, I do think we're gonna start on Europa. And eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Wait a second. What is that? Oh, that's on Earth. Why are you showing me a military unit on Earth this far out? Way to freak me out, game. Okay, let's find something that looks interesting and we'll scan it. I think it's going to be pretty bad pickings. Actually, I guess water makes sense. Whatever has the highest water, there's a 2. Oh, this is kind of hard to see, isn't it? On, oh boy, Zoyatia. 2, 4. Okay. Fibionia. I think I'm just gonna say 4 is probably gonna be as high as we're gonna see. Oh, here's another 4. You have very similar resources. It's kind of a either or situation. You seem bigger. That is going to be my my call. All right, so am I not able? Oh, I am able to survey you right away. All right, I think we're going to do it before we send. Do it. All right, we found some more iron. That's kind of whatever. Nuclear fuel's kind of whatever. We did find some of the Ice 9. Okay, that is kind of what I thought, that was going to be hidden. So that will secure us at least some. Okay, I think that is fine to get started. So we will send colonists there. We will build our infrastructure. Boy, that is expensive. That's about 150 to 200 for a new colony. It does start us off at 25% done though. Okay, and then Jupiter stable orbit. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let's go ahead and build the spaceport here. Oh, we can also build a way station here. Okay, so that, man, unless I missed it, nothing said you can now build space orbitals. I wonder if I've never clicked on them properly. Maybe we've had the ability for longer than I thought. Space fleet capacity plus 20%. Yeah, that'll be useful here. Give me the spaceport first. We'll let that go. I am running that construction focus here. So I do kind of want to focus in on this. And then I guess let's get started back home. So in central Japan. Yeah, get that infrastructure built. We'll come back to you. We're juggling a lot of plates right now. I am kind of worried about that military, but like I said, I want to wait for that to get the new techs. We are set up to do a lot of military tech. mainly focusing on land units and actually air. I think, I'm not 100% sure how air works. I think they can air attack provinces next to themselves. So if we build air in central Japan, we'll be able to cover the whole island. That's at least my thought. Okay, and our first colony is up. Let me see. Did we spawn a new culture? We shouldn't have. That does not seem to be the case. So we've got the Luna Japanese. Oh, interesting. That's why we didn't see. Oh, that is super annoying. Do you guys literally have your own? Am I able to open these? Okay, I'm not able to spend on these. I guess if we had somebody else come in that had things, they would have it. So that makes these guys really bad. Like really bad. Because they don't have any of the... That's why we didn't get those levels that I was so confused about. Because these are for the Japanese, and the Luna Japanese apparently are not getting the culture traits. All right, and here... Do you tell me what kind of populations here? We took some... Oh, I guess we could take 18 and 19-year-olds. I guess that makes sense. I was just saying, we took a 15-year-old to another planet? That seems a little unusual. We are apparently already harvesting some of that ice. And the helium. Okay, and there's my research 7. That looks a lot better. Okay, so helium 3 gives us sector energy modifier. Okay, so +2, that takes my energy up to 14. And some extra industrial capacity, which I really don't need. Okay, so I'm going to assume, since this didn't spawn something else, that these are actual Japanese here. I wish I could see that easier. Create a puppet. I don't need to do that. And this doesn't tell me. That's just faction breakdown. And here it doesn't tell me what... I'm going to assume that these are Japanese, since it's not spawning new ones. Yeah, another place that this UI is really letting me down. Okay, so here, 43%. We have a decent amount of development coming in. Now, do the steel mills give me development? No. Okay. I'm just deciding what I want to put in here. I think we're going to do Space Hab right away. It's just really cheap. And I think we're going to put in some automated factories. I believe the payback time on these is just really good. Then the hydroponics farm. So look at that. The minus 55% cost is really nice. Region modifier, agricultural level +8. Yeah, that's going to make this really efficient. Assuming even if we only made $500 per level, times 8 would be 4,000. That just doesn't seem right. Gross income, it says 700. Maybe that's already taking into effect the levels. All right, let's do it. What this is going to do is, if I build lots of these hydroponic farms, it's going to expand the power of my middle class, which has 34% of the power, but could be more. And they're pretty happy, so that would be a good thing for me. All right, I think, are you cool? Yeah, they're cool. All right, I think we're going to give you a construction subsidy here also, just for the speed of getting those things done. Okay, we have the space base, and now we are in the positives, and I think we are going to... Okay, minus 70. I'm going to stop selling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see if that's actually the case. It does not seem to be the case. Oh, I think I went the wrong way there. Okay, so times... There we go. weird way to do this, but all right, I'm no longer selling space. Okay, we can hold 98, and it looks like we're already full, so I don't actually even need any more. We'll just stop there for now. All right, research complete. Extra development, extra resource income, that'll be really nice. Okay, we're ready for another one. Corporate power, yep, there you go. Okay, they're building away. What else could we do at Jupiter stable orbit? We can increase our research industry. I don't know exactly how I mean, education must be localized to a province, right? Or this wouldn't make any sense because that is a region modifier. This is pretty cheap. We just have really, really smarties at Jupiter, I guess. All right, let's just do it. A little bit of experimentation here. We have the 99% habitability at that station. That seems a little weird to me, but sure. Got that steel refinery. Yeah, this place is making 8K. Like, this is way better than what we've got on a lot of those places. It's the steel plant there making that money. Stability's high, yeah, but I want it to be higher. Yeah, they reassigned some people. All right, new trait done. All right, we have filled up. Next, we need to save up to 10 to unlock something else. I wonder what we're gonna do with those points. Like, it's still 50 years until we get to the next age, which unlocks another thing for us. Automated factory in, we're getting the hydroponics. Okay, back to Earth. All right, so here, I want many things, but we want to start collecting some of the genetic material. So that's going to give me 12 if I build it here because of that 20%, 25% bonus. Okay, and cloning vats. I think we're going to try to use these to get our population kick-started out here. So we're going to, at Earth, we're going to produce the genetic material. Let's go ahead and queue that up. And I think Central Japan is also going to get a construction subsidy on Central Japan. While we're working on this, I'm going to try to micro that a little bit because you really don't want to leave those on when they're not being used. Okay, you're being used. Not Demos. Europa is being used. Yeah, when that's done, I want to stop paying for it. All right, is it worth it to build consumer goods here? It does give middle class power and it does give development equilibrium. I suppose at some point development equilibrium is probably worth more than gross income. What are you're actually going to be highly developed. 3.07 already. All right, it is a net gain, even if it's not like super impressive. Electronics also has, yeah. So like you really want the manufacturing to raise your development level. This one's definitely more profitable than, well, no, not really. Asteroid density, yeah. Commercial zone efficiency. Okay, we should probably build one of those. Where's my commercial zone? Development equilibrium. Okay, give me a commercial zone because it's so efficient. I guess we're gonna do those. We are getting kind of pricey at this point because of how many projects, but it is what it is. Okay, that's all queued up. Here, we're working on the hydroponics farm. Nuclear fuel. Okay, is that worth it? You say we would make money, but this does cost $639 per year. to run it. Middle class power. I'm not certain on that one. All right, let's let that go for a minute. Next. Do I want to do one that's nearby? I kind of want to grab this one that also has really, really high water. Yeah, 1.5K. I'm curious to see if how much that's going to jump. The levels on that are really good, though. I'm gonna let that finish first, I think. All right, let's pull out of there. IO. Okay, you're next. I'm probably just gonna look for an area that has a big number here. I think that's partially the carrying capacity of population for the area. It's a 30K. It's kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This will have a good consumer goods. All right, let's survey it and see if we get lucky. Some extra iron, that seems very common. Nuclear fuel, some extra heavy metals, that's actually all right. 9's pretty good. All right, we'll start colonizing that. And of course, get all those in there. Got just enough money. All right, Central Japan is building the genetic material. And Jupiter stable orbit still building. Europa not building. Okay, we finished that. So 8 food did not pass the Earth. Now, oh no, the resource extraction is for normal farms, not this one. Okay, we were making one something. So we are making a little bit of cash. It's not stellar. I like that middle class political power though. That's going to keep this place pretty dang calm since middle class is pretty powerful for me. 11K. How much are your revenue? So we're making 5K here. That's not super impressive. Okay, so income tax. We have 19 population and 1 million workforce robots. And we tax the workforce robots like they are taxable workers. So we're making about, I'm going to call it 800, let's say. It's a little, let's call it 750. 750 from an automated factory. So if we gave it another level, that's not that bad of a repay time. It's not terrible, although it's not exciting either. What else would we want to build here? We could do electronics. Now, again, the thing about that is, even if it's not like super amazing, it does give us that development equilibrium. That's a lot higher of a payback time. And the development will matter more once we have more population. Maybe we hold off on that. All right, so if I wanted to do a clone vat, I don't have the genetic material yet, do I? Or is that what you are? No, that's Diplo. And we have 400 Diplo. Let's actually, hang on. Let's go do some Earth. Back to Earth. Place we don't go anymore. 400 should be enough that I can Diplo with them. You're back down to 200 for some reason. All right. Improve those relations. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. China has conquered most of Russia. Remember what I said about the game needs more more things, tickers to tell us when things are happening. What is the situation on the moon after that? Russia lives on the moon. All right, can I make happies with you? Yes. Okay. I guess that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I wish I would have known that those things were happening. That's kind of spooky. Okay, we're still building the genetics factory there. Stable orbit is still building. Okay, if we're done here, I want to turn off the edict. That's why I'm kind of him and Han about this so much. Not a terrible amount of development. I want to build a cloning thing here. I think we're going to turn this one off for now. We can always turn it right back on, right? You cost some 0.1. It's negligible. All right, turn you off for now. And rapid development, we were running that here. 5.08. Okay, yeah, we could still be running it. Let's make sure that's actually the case. Rapid, no, not reinforcement. Rapid development. Yep, I am running it there. By far our best area. Do we need to do anything else here? Anything we can upgrade? We could upgrade our digital assembly level. So for 122k, does require that we have 10 refined. We are so far above that. And would give us extra electronics. Sure. All right, is there anything else we want to build here? University, research industry. I am a little more interested in this now. I guess when population gets large, if they're large and they have some industrial capacity, that might be worth doing. Mass production, manufacturing level. I mean, that would be worthwhile, right? That should increase this. Yeah, okay, go ahead and do it. Oh, service industry would give us a commerce level +1. Oh, requires some ice 9. We have to make really fancy drinks. Stirred, not shaken. Go ahead and build that there too. And you give me what? Resource income percentage. That is probably really powerful. Okay, nano composites. Sector level. Okay, that's the titanium building. Although, again, development equilibrium 10%. I think I'm going to let that one lie for now. Okay, cool. What do we got here? Stability is high. Yep, let's let it get even higher. That's fine. And apparently let's pay off our debt before I queue more things up. Okay, Japan, finish that. Did I turn off your construction subsidy? I did not. Turn that off. Next, we'll do, I guess it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll do northern Japan. North Japan turned on. All right, we need to save up some money. Oh, we don't even have any infrastructure here. Oof, okay. Yeah, we also could add a hydroponics here. Yeah, this place has been very neglected. All right, we gotta wait for that money. We did finish whatever that was, 5.19. Service industry is coming up. It must have been the electronics. That does give me, I guess that's really only a military bonus. Which, I mean, I guess it's fine. Digital assembly. You were getting very expensive. I don't think we're going to play that one anytime soon. I'm curious to see what the service industry is going to make the development level here. And again, that resource income, we have bypassed income tax with resource, so getting that bonus is pretty good. And it looks like we could level both of those. Manufacturing, what was your bonus again? Development equilibrium, yes, and that's an empire-wide one. 1.1 million! Oh, that is so expensive. I don't think we're doing that one yet. That is really pricey. Got a lunar truck driving around, nice. Okay, what else do we need to do? We have some genetic material, we need to go deal with that. Okay, some extra habitability and some pop growth. Very nice, very nice. Habitability is still only 51 here. Ouch. And we don't have the ability to do the terraforming stuff here, do we? Oh, we do. I don't know exactly how these work. There's like, you have to build a certain number of them or something. Or maybe that only works on Mars properly. I'm not exactly certain. It's 13 million, so we are not going to be terraforming anything anytime soon. Okay, Northern Japan, let's get you started with your infrastructure. Let's IO. Okay, so in IO, construction subsidy for Shaihekwea. Where are you? Okay, you know what? It might just be easier. Go there. Okay, where's my... Go there and select it. Construction subsidy for here. All right. We have the level 4 infrastructure. Okay, you would like to do the manufacturing. We have 51%. Let's immediately just do the space hab so I don't forget it. Let's go ahead and give them the automated factory, because I do think the repay time on those is really nice. And then, do you have anything special? Just things being very expensive is your specialty. All right. Consumer goods. I still have some money left. Lithium means electronics. This is actually going to be a relatively high development spot with both of those industries in. Okay, we don't want the farms here. 7. It's so cheap. Yeah, it's so cheap. We'll go ahead and throw it in there. Oh, that reminds me. I was going to go to Central Japan. We're actually going to close our regular factory. I totally forgot about that. We're paying $76 per year. We have 5.3K excess. If I need more, I'll just build some steel factories. They're just so much more efficient than that. So we're actually going to close down our earth factories. Oh, we can do another level of okay, we will definitely do that, but let's space them out for now. So you're getting your infrastructure started. I think we're going to do South Japan at the same time. I think we're going to do South Japan at the same time. So let's turn on the construction subsidies. You need to have infrastructure. We'll have to come back to you. Okay, and then back over to Jupiter. All right, and the thing I want here, yes. The thing I want here is Ganymede. I am going to want this too, because it gives me the antimatter source. I don't know exactly how worried about that I need to be, but some amount. Oh, I don't know why we get stuck on that all the time. There we go. Okay, we are looking for something that looks interesting. That is all I can say. 27. I'm going by this number. I think that means like the size. 33. So I assume that means like max pop. And all things being equal, I just take an area that has a large max pop. I wonder if they're title locked. Are you always going to be on the dark side? That would suck. Okay, I think this is it. Let's see how expensive that is. All right. 8 more iron, got some extra nuclear fuel, and we got thorium. I don't know of anything that needs the thorium yet, unless the cold fusion needs it, or the fusion needs it maybe. All right, we are gonna send colonists, and then I am gonna spend... Oh, easy come, easy go. We're starting to make some actual money though. I think we're at 150 something. Definitely getting somewhere. Our research rate is 17.86. Oh, but it's culture stuff. Gotcha. I have not increased my culture at all. That's another thing we can maybe do on Earth. Could be a thing. Okay, they're both still building the infrastructure. SIG is looking all right. It is growing. 35k people already. We do have some titanium. We do have some lithium. Also have the nuclear fuel. Are you worth building? Does do middle class. That's basically it. I'm not too into that, if I'm being honest. Okay, what else do we have? Nano composite. That's you, right? Yeah. So that does give some development equilibrium. It does claim that we will make money. The payback time is not good, but it's not miserable. All right, we'll drop that. And I think we're going to do the electronics because we also have some lithium here. And then we have steel. How much are we? Well, I guess this isn't technically steel, right? This is refined, but I guess we get refining from that too. 27K. We are like the #1 steel exporter. The space steel from Japan apparently is really good. Yeah, people moving around positions. All right, the stable orbit. 25 on the refining. Can I do resource extraction here? I can. That is probably worth it. 91K. Giving them a 20% would be like 4. That's probably worth doing. Ooh, okay, hang on a second. We also have some more. Yeah, sometimes buildings are hidden until you have other prereq buildings. Really sucks when you don't know the game. That's all I can say. Okay, so we could... Okay, so I see. We would need robots. We would need a bunch of genetic material. We would need a bunch of AI. Okay, I have none of those things. Oh. Genetic material. Genetic material. Here. We're building those. Let's also build the cloning. I need to see how much this actually is going to cost. Okay, so clone that. Pop growth plus 25%. Genetic material usage per 1 million. Well, we don't even have 1 million here. We have 17 genetics at the moment. Let's go ahead and plunk that in there and see what that costs. Yeah, I think we're going in on genetics. There also is the cyber one, and I don't think they're exclusive, so maybe we could do that too. I think we're gonna go genetics though, because I have a good source, at least what I think is a good source in these areas. Okay, hang on, I gotta let... Man, how expensive was that building I just dropped? Holy moly. Excuse me. How much is a cloning vat? Oh, just a cool 2.7 million if I built it up here. Okay. All right, I'll get right on that. Yeah. Okay, hey, and I'm gonna pause for this one. We need to add a new culture trait. All right, now I don't have a prefixed one here. So I did think that urbanism or something like that could be good. That's like a war one. I'm not really looking to do war. I want to make money and build population. Okay, so nuclear family, ruling faction regional power up, a 10% tax base, admin efficiency, that is helpful, 10% pop growth, extra unity, lower just all build costs, and cultural idea cost. I don't even know why I would need that bonus. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe other nations have a lot more problems paying for these, but for me, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay, here was another one. Consumer culture, resource income plus 10%. Just right now, that's 10K, and it's only going to get better. Corporate power and education. Max income tax, we're not really playing with that. Rural and middle class prestige. Prestige would be nice. I believe this means we're in 8th place. We're a great power. Wow, okay. Didn't even notice that. Some extra admin and extra manufacturing. And I like the manufacturing bonus per level we get the 5% development equilibrium. So consumer culture is pretty high on the list. Urban file was the other one. Project build speeds, whatever. Regional population limit plus 25%. I mean, that's good. It's 25 is 25%, right? On Europa, that might be a real thing. Infrastructure, project efficiency. Monument efficiency. We haven't built any monuments. I probably do need to do some. Admin. Refining sector. Level modifier. So is that just telling me I would get 2 more refining? I mean, that would be fine. Remember, the bonus from refining, I get minus 49% project build costs. So when we were looking at those things that were like 2 million, that's with a discount, just to throw that out there. Admin efficiency, okay. And then project count cost. Ooh. Okay, that is what is scaling and hitting me so hard on our really built places. This seems really good. This seems really good. I like a lot of these. We're not anywhere near population limit though. That makes me kind of lean towards the family. Okay, we are going to do a bunch of genetics. So eugenesis, let's take a look here. Genetic evolution research speed, extra education, middle class power, genetic material factory build cost minus 30%. I am going to be building a lot of those, I have a feeling. Extra assimilation. Genetic material unit cost. I bet you we can make like gene warriors. Are we going to make Japanese space marines is what we're going to work on here. I like that one too. And I do think that would be useful, but yeah, right now I think just the generic population boost is better. Diligent, more leader experience. We are kind of deep into that. Resource income 10%, management skill, education, middle class, project build speed. The build speed's kind of whatever. Okay, and then a bunch of military ones. Okay, of those, Urbanite seems really good, and the nuclear family seemed pretty good. Yeah, that's more like aristocrat stuff. All right, let me take one last peek here. I like that tax base bonus. At some point, that's going to really kick in. Project build. I don't think I can beat that urban file, though. Where was that? Urban. This. Project count cost minus 20% seems ridiculously good. And I am going to build some monuments. All right, I'm in. Add it. All right, we're urban files now. Okay, so project build speed 10%, that's whatever. And then we're out for a second. We're going to be able to grab another one here momentarily. And it's region pop. Okay, that's whatever. I don't need to stare at that. Hey, look at that. Hey, triple digits. Triple digits. Mandatory goth girlfriends apparently worked. Region pop limit. Okay, cool. Ganymede has our colony? Has our colony. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what the thorium is going to be a boost to. Oh, we just get it. Okay. I see. They need to. So like you don't get anything for owning heavy metals. You do get something for owning the thorium. That needs to be indicated in the tooltip. Like I thought the thorium bonus was going to be levels to some sector. Same thing with the ice. So this really needs to say something about that, or have when I come in here with the tooltip, tell me what it is. When I mouse over this, it should tell me this tooltip, not you get 2 levels of this thing. So really a lot of work to do on the UI here. I'm trying not to be too harsh on it, but it's not the best UI ever. So early access is early access, and you get a lot of leeway because of that. All right, so we have a lot of iron here. Okay, so what is that? I got too sidetracked. Resource income plus 20%. I want some more thorium. Okay, thorium is very good. We like thorium around here. Okay, step 1. Are we building the steel factory, I guess is the question. It does, I mean, we are making lots of money off of refining. It's one of my best industries. And 16 is nothing to shake a stick at. Yeah, look at that. 17 levels of refining. Now, that's not adding to my maximum here, but that's something I can sell. We are going to want the space hab. It feels weird to me that you don't really want the space hab right away. You kind of want it later on. Consumer goods are going to be wanted here. Okay, let's do steel refinery. Let's do consumer goods. I could build nuclear reactor. I'm not entirely convinced. Yeah, look at that. We would still be losing money on that yearly. I'm not convinced that this is worthwhile. Maybe I'm wrong about that and I should be building more power. I'm going to want the space hab. Yeah, let's get an automated factory. At the moment, 1 million people, like each one of those factories is worth, that's 1% of my population, just right there. And I'm not sure this is showing me working population. Again, the tooltip is really missing an important thing here. Having lower working pop, and I can show you that we do, because we're doing the natalism, workforce ratio minus 5%. So is this showing me only workforce? And does that mean that we actually have a higher pop, but I'm hiding 5% of it? Like, I just don't have enough info to figure out the mechanic, basically. Okay, commercial zone, development equilibrium. Okay, really the only other thing of interest here would be the nuclear fuel. All right, you know what? Let's experiment. Let's drop that in there. We'll see what we can see. Okay, that's Ganymede. I think I'm gonna nab this too while we're in the neighborhood. Because it has the antimatter. Although that's 5. Hang on, did we have antimatter out at our other station? And yeah, look at that. Why? I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like I'm fighting the UI here a lot. Okay, we already have a 5. I don't know what that building exactly is going to do. Can I see? The building's right in here. All right, what do you do? Antimatter reactor. Construction limit 1. You do not make any money. Cost 25k a year and you make 3. Regional sector level modifier is plus 10. Oh, that uses 100 antimatter. Okay, antimatter collector. Okay, maybe I do need a lot of those slots. We can make antimatter via a collider, but it'd be better to harvest it ourselves. Dyson sphere would give me 100 antimatter. Oh, I guess it's a Dyson swarm, not a sphere. That's like lots and lots and lots and lots of satellites close to the sun. That's not a solid object. Okay. I'm not like super impressed, but that's probably just because the tool tipping is so bad. All right, I'm not going to concern myself with it at the moment. Let's get ourselves a foothold on Callisto. I'm planting my flag here. I saw it. I licked it first. Nobody else can come over here. Okay, I mean, that looks really big. I'm going off this number. I think this... In fact, maybe we could actually go tell. Let's go look. Oh, I can't see that number anymore once we settle. Okay, never mind. All right, so is there anything here of note? I think if I remember right, the resources on this planet just look pitiful. A little bit of iron. Okay, that's a decent electronics factory. Okay, we could do 3 factories here. All right. Oh, hang on, I'm broke. Let's let some time go by. 200K for that survey. That's so expensive. I wonder if that cost is higher because of we're running the privatized settling. I believe the 25% survey efficiency means we find 25% more. I don't know that. I'm just guessing. I don't know what else it would do because it's definitely not lowering the price. Iron, water, and some nuclear fuel. All right. I mean, that's not like super duper exciting, but it's not horrible either. Do it. All right, let's try not to run ourselves out of cash. Yay, okay. We made it. We made it, team. All right, hang on, what did we get? We got psychology 3. Okay, I believe that was the last of the non-military techs I was gonna grab. Some of these should be really quick because they're lower tier. Class 5 thought weapons. It's a privilege for somebody. Gives culture trait cost. I really don't care about that if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm really not caring about that. Main thing I wanted here was yearly unrest. So we got it. All right, they are working. Let's go back to Japan. Probably been sitting here done forever. Gotta wait for my monies. Boy, that price definitely does escalate. That's why I think that urban file is going to be really, really good. 33K for the next one. Was that not actually going when I thought I was clicking? Okay, got it. There we go. All right. All that infrastructure queued up. North Japan's working on it. Okay, what does a second level this look like? 47K. It does cost me a good chunk. Okay. Also, we finished our cloning bay. Let's go take a peek at what that's doing. So that's going to be here. Okay, so pop growth is plus 96. Cloning vats is 25 for being Japanese. Okay, hey, I found where it tells us the population. Hang on, is that going to show it here? Luna Japanese. Although we are mostly normal, regular Japanese, not Luna. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Okay, back to not stable orbit. Okay, so the nuclear fuels is hurting us. The ice 9 is helping us. Agriculture, tech. Okay, carrying capacity is a thing. That's what I thought. The habitability is really killing us. We're at 55%. Would love to get some more habitability. And then that Japanese 25%. Low grav, subsurface ocean. Yeah, that ocean is really helping us here. Okay, that 25% is probably worth it. And it's using like nothing here. That kind of makes me think we put them on the moon. Also, stable orbit. I think you get one also. So we want... Are you... We actually have lithium up there. Yeah, I have a bunch of things I need to be building up here. Clone vats. 2.71 million. Just out of curiosity, what would it cost me to build our electronics or our 91? Okay, those cloning bays may be just a little rich for my blood at the moment. At least up here. On Ganymede, though... 400K. Okay, those are not cheap. Those are not cheap. All right, these gene clinics also. I think we're gonna do some culture stuff on mainland, and the gene clinic would help with that. But I would need 44 genetics to do this place, so I'm definitely gonna need our genetic factories. Let me queue that up at least. Gene material factory, 49K. Yes. And I want the same thing here. Yes. So that's going to take us, if those are 11 each, close to enough to do one in Japan. And we can raise the levels, obviously. I also am going to need an aerodrome in central Japan. I am planning on doing that. Probably should just queue that. There's no reason not to build that one. I do have plans to get that, so... Air Force limit. I have no idea what 110 Air Force looks like, but we're going to get one. Also, I probably should build fortifications. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. If we're going to get invaded on Earth, I want to make it as painful as possible for whoever's planning on doing it. Fortification. They're relatively cheap. Build our seawalls here. Fortifications. Okay, laser hand cannons just finished. Nice. And we have another trait. Infrastructure project efficiency 10%. Oh, and another one. Monument. Okay, we need to get some monuments too. So with that efficiency on you, so what's that do exactly? That must be the project build speed. All right, that's kind of whatever. 50% build cost. Project build speed's a ridiculous number, and then a bunch of unit speed. All right, but we are already over an hour here. Really enjoying this. I'm learning a lot. I am bumping up against the lack of info and UI, but that is what it is. So hopefully you have found this one interesting. I am still really enjoying the playthrough. It'll be interesting to see what happens when things actually kick off and we get attacked. I'm very bummed out that I didn't have any knowledge that there was literally an earth-shattering war here that I knew nothing about. Apparently, the US is also broken apart. We did know that they had a civil war. But yeah, would be nice to, you know, have a vague idea that things are happening rather than me just playing SimCity, but that is what it is. All right, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Leave a like on it if you did. If you're not subscribed, hope I've earned your subscription. I'd love to have you back here, or maybe join me when I'm on a live stream. Speaking of a live stream, you can always join me there for a super chat. Leave a super thanks on a video or VOD. Consider becoming a member of the channel. You get early access to videos that I'm working on. Or if you just want to leave a tip, there's also a Patreon linked in the channel info. All right, builders, get out there and colonize Jupiter. I'll see you there. Babble out.